really excited to announce the general availability of dynamic per recipient subscriptions. Let's get started with a quick demo. So here I have a sales overview report to which I'm going to subscribe. So I go ahead, click on subscribe on my report, and then create a subscription, dynamic per recipient subscriptions. Now here I can go ahead and pick the data set that has the recipient data. So here I'm going to select the employee training data, click on next. I'm going to pick all of the information I need for the delivery of this subscription. So I pick the employee name, I'm going to pick their manager's name, I'm going to pick the email that we want this to be delivered to. I only want this to be delivered to employees who have completed the work that was assigned to them. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick status and define the filter there. And I'm also going to pick category. I'll show you why in a minute. So first is I want to filter by status. I want to only send this to employees who have completed the task assigned to them. So I'm going to go ahead, click on completed. As you can see, I'm going to minimize the filter. You can only see those employees who have completed the training here. So I go ahead, filter the data set, go next. I'm going to email this. So I'm going to go ahead and pick subscription name to be the sales overview. I want the recipients to be picked from my data set that I picked. So I'm going to go ahead and say, pick the email. I'm going to just have, I'm not going to add a specific email subject. It'll pick whatever's default. All of this looks fine. Go ahead, click next. I'm going to map my data. I'm going to go ahead and say my industry is the same as category. So that mapping, something that I want to do here. And then I want to be able to send this every day at 8:45 p.m. That's what I want to do. Okay, go ahead, review your subscription. All of this looks fine. I'm going to go ahead and say save and close. Once you've done that, the subscription should fire. I'll just show you a sample subscription as I'm demoing this. This is what it would look like. And then the report gets delivered to those who have the status is complete. Thank you. Do you have really large reports that you send on a regular basis to your email and you want to solve for the problem of extremely large inboxes? Look no further than our new feature where you can now subscribe to reports and send them to your OneDrive or SharePoint locations. Let's get started and learn how to do this. So I've used a sales and marketing report for this demo. Go ahead and click on subscribe. Once you do that, create a subscription and say standard subscriptions. Over here, I've named the subscription. I've left it as the default executive overview. I'm sending it to myself. I'm going to attach it as a full report. You have to if you need to send it to a SharePoint or a OneDrive location. I'm going to go ahead and click on PDF. I'm going to send it to the OneDrive location. I'm going to go ahead and pick my subscriptions folder. I have a folder called ODSP already created, and I'm going to make sure it lands in this location. Okay, this feature is now generally available for you to use. I've gone ahead and picked the schedule here as well. So start date is just today. I want this to be sent only monthly. And say I want to send it on the first of every month at 9 a.m. Same time zone. And then I want to also make sure I'm not getting a lot of these, so I'm just going to say 26 is the last day, right? Go ahead, save this subscription. So it's called Executive Overview. It's going to my OneDrive SharePoint. You can now see that the report has been delivered.
With our new Power BI file, we're going to go and save it into OneDrive. We're going to locate the correct location in the OneDrive reset folder, rename our file, and hit save. From there, since we're saving a new report for the first time, a dialog box will open indicating that the file is getting saved to OneDrive. Once the file has been saved, we can edit and modify the report. Once we make these changes, we can hit the save button, and the report will automatically upload in the background to OneDrive in the original location we saved it at. Once the file has been uploaded in the background, we can click on the toolbar and get a link to the file in OneDrive.
Power BI modeling. DAX query view in the web. Write DAX queries directly on your published semantic models with DAX query view for the web. DAX query view is no longer only available in Power BI Desktop, but easily accessible when you're in the workspace or semantic model details page. Let's go ahead and see a demo of this by Zoe Douglas.
DAX Query View, already available in Power BI Desktop, is now available in the web. From your workspace, you can right-click on a published semantic model you have permission to edit, and simply choose Write DAX Queries. This will work with semantic models in Import, Direct Query, or Direct Lake Storage mode. Here I have a semantic model in Direct Lake mode, built from a lakehouse getting data from OneLake. So this DAX query is really querying the OneLake. The sample query shows me the top 100 rows of my date table, and I can use other quick queries to get data from other tables and columns in my model using generated DAX queries. And I can quickly find out how many rows are in my fact table by writing the DAX query. Here I want to evaluate a scalar value, so I put my DAX formula in curly braces to return it as a table for the results query. Using the format DAX function allows me to see the value a little nicer, and I can even format the query to make it nice to read. And here I see I have 1 billion rows in this table. In addition to typing DAX queries, you can add or change measures. Let's create a new measure to show the average cost per order. I already have a measure similar to this called average profit per order, so let's save some time and use that as a template. I use quick queries to define with references and evaluate this measure. Now I see the DAX formula for it, but also the DAX formulas used in the reference measures. This way, I can see the entire calculation flow. Not only can I see them, but I can edit any of them and then rerun the query to see how the results will change. Changes to the query scope measures do not change the model measures automatically, and I can hover over the measures in the DAX query to see which DAX formula is which. To speed up the measure creating process, let's first copy the average profit by order. I know there's a shortcut to copy selected lines. I can use the command palette to quickly find it, and then use it. Now, 2 quick changes to the measure, and I'm done. I can use the same trick in the evaluate block so that I can see the new measure in action, and simply click run. This looks to be the expected results. The new measure is not in my model, but there is a code lens action available to add new measure. But first, let's clean up the change I made to the orders measure and format all these measures. Now I can see a button next to Run shows I can update the model with all of these changes at once. Now I see my new measure is added to the model. Microsoft Fabric customers can not only run DAX queries with Direct Lake Power BI semantic models, but also use Fabric Copilot to help write and explain DAX queries in DAX Query View. So take your data analytics to the next step